Hey, how y'all doing? It's Cover Forward with the guys. I'm your host, Terrance. Got Quise with me tonight. How you feeling, Quise?
Doing good, Cuddy. Living. How you doing?
Yeah, we rocking with the Cuddy Pod. We know y'all be rocking with us. Thank y'all for tuning in. So we gonna get cracking right into the segment here. So we got some notable injuries this week. We got Dante Jackson and CMC going out for the year. So how big of an impact do you think that'll be for a team that potentially thought they had a fighting chance to make it to the playoffs? What do you think about that?
I mean, it's crazy because you look at it, Carolina for a point looked like they had a big chance at maybe getting into a wild card spot, and they always lose CMC. So I ain't even gonna sweat that. He in and out of the lineup all the time. But losing Deontay Johnson after losing the rookie for the whole year,
Mm-hmm.
I forget Buddy's name. I can't think of it. But they lost a rookie draft pick for the whole year. You look at
Talking about
Gil-
JC Horn.
JC Horn out for the year. They just had Gilly come back. They got Gilly from New England. He's playing great, but it's just a matter of like, can he stay healthy and stuff? So losing Deontay Johnson, like, dang, we take another hit in the secondary. But their defense is really good. But the fact of them losing CMC and then how Cam took a step back this past week is
A step, only a step, man.
Boy, it took like 5 steps back, bro. It's
Yeah, it
crazy.
was bad.
Their offensive line not good, but if you look at it, you think somebody would be able to make something work with the weapons and how good that defense is playing. Well, like potentially can play because they do it flashes.
Yeah.
They're playing crazy, but
It's crazy to think that, just a couple of weeks ago when, Cam's first game back and the dominance that, type of performance that they put on against Arizona, which is, arguably one of the best teams in the NFL, and then to, shortcome like so bad against this Miami Dolphins team. It's insane. And I mean, honestly, I think Dante Jackson probably played his last snap in Carolina. I don't think
he's going. He was playing for his contract this year.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
He was in that weird branch where it was going to be like those number 2 receivers that can be a number 1, like how Marcus Peters got paid, like those type of corners where you're like, I don't know if you're a number 1. You might be a number 1, but do we pay you as a number 1? What do we give you?
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson probably next year is going to get picked up by a contender.
For sure.
He ain't going to get his payday.
I think he's nice because
he's fast,
he's not
bro.
like big, but he can hit and he does tackle. He's a good tackler. So
and he's fast. Like you can put him on your slot, dude, because he has the speed to keep up with him. You know how normally you got, say you put Scotty Miller in the slot for the Bucks or for the Cardinals, they put old boy Christian Kirk in the slot. Like he can not stride for stride, but you ain't gonna leave Deontay Johnson like you would have normally.
Yeah, he's fast though. He's fast. So I mean, he's pretty good. Like I said, he's pretty good coverage guy and also likes to tackle as well. And this second year in a row for CMC. I mean, at the end of the day, do you think they put him on IR just because it's like we're not gonna, accomplish anything this season, or we don't feel like we are? So instead of trying to make him fight through this injury, just let him heal, get back healthy, and come back again next year?
I think the weird thing is, even for CMC, not just CMC, all running backs, is people are abusing how they use these running backs. People don't talk about this stuff. They're having them do too much. Like Derrick Henry, granted, Derrick Henry, this is the first injury Henry done had. Yeah. But y'all are abusing these running backs, bro. Look at Saquon Barkley, same way. Like Dalvin Cook's the only one I feel like don't be getting abused that much because there's other weapons. Like he's not getting.
I mean, honestly, he still, in a sense, does. Like he gonna get 20-something touches. Yeah, he get injury. He's injury prone, but he definitely gets the touches, catching the ball, running the ball at the backfield. Yeah. But I mean, for CMC, I mean, and they say he's not on the trading block. So I don't know what their plan is going forward, because I mean, it's 2 back-to-back seasons where he's finishing the season on IR. I mean, he barely played in the games last year, barely played in the games this year. I mean, at this point, you got to be trying to do what's best for the team.
If you're the Panthers, if you're the Giants, you move both of them running backs. I know people don't want to hear that. Sorry, Giants fans. Sorry, Panthers fans. But you got to get some assets in return. And maybe you can get a tackle, a guard, maybe not elite, super elite, but maybe you can get like a second string or a starter, and then you get draft capital on top. Because that's really that's really what those.
Keystone froze out on this, but I think that
10 quarterback.
You had froze out on me.
Oh, my bad. I was just saying I don't think nobody gonna trade for like a top 10 quarterback if you were to trade those running backs and needed a quarterback. I think you have a better chance of getting an offensive lineman for those pieces and some draft picks. Because you ain't getting a top 10 quarterback for those two running backs. So
no, definitely not. But
completely Nick.
If you're looking at a team like Carolina, honestly, I would consider a Jimmy G trade to Carolina. That probably makes sense for them. They still need a quarterback in the end of the day. Maybe there, or maybe even honestly, if we're talking Jimmy G, like a New Orleans or because Trevor Siemian trash. Like I just knew that won't go work out, honestly. Then you got Jameis who's hurt, so you got to have somebody fill in.
Saints are trying to avoid paying that money to the old boy, the gadget player of the year. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay.
They keep restructuring his contract, right?
Yeah, they just got restructured again. I don't know if Sean Payton thinks he's Houdini with this man or what is exactly going on with New Orleans, but they're on the verge of utter collapse. Like if you can't figure out this quarterback issue, you stack this quarterback issue on top of a disgruntled Mike Thomas, injured Alvin Kamara because you guys are abusing him, a defense that is getting older. Demario Davis and Cam Jordan are older. Granted, you did just pay Marshawn Lattimore. Your secondary,
them guys might. A lot of them guys might want to leave soon if they see, hey, like we ain't finna be winning no games in New Orleans. They might be trying to get up out of there and go to a contender. So
exactly. So like it's either you're gonna look like, dang, we might need to shop everybody, which I don't think Sean Payton would do that because remember those New Orleans Saints, those bad days before Drew Brees. I don't think they're trying to get in them days anymore.
So what do you think about Russ? You think it's time for Seattle to move on from Russ, or you think it's time for Seattle to move on from Pete Carroll?
The smart answer is Pete. I would move Pete before I would move Russ. But I think the even better answer to that is moving Pete and Russ. I'd go to Pete. I'd be like, hey, can you retire? We don't want to fire you because you've done a lot for us. We appreciate what you've done. But can you retire? That way we don't have to fire you. Or you resign and just step away from us. That'd be fine. If I'm Russ, you trade Russ because that is the only way you're going to get those picks back from the Jamal Adams trade.
That's true.
That is
start to try some kind of rebuild because you do have weapons. You got DK, you got Tyler Lockett, you got Eskridge, who really hasn't gotten the ball that much this year. You got
Everett as a tight end, who's a good tight end. He's not great, but he's exceptional with the other pieces you have. I look at it as I know Seattle fans don't want to hear that, and Russ is their first quarterback in a while, like since the Matt Hasselbeck days, and he's better than Hasselbeck. So it's like, damn, like, do we really turn our back on our franchise quarterback? And I think the situation you put yourself in with landing Jamal Adams last year, giving up all those picks, because now you look at it, you got Jamal Adams. If you didn't trade the Jets for Jamal Adams, you're playing bad this year. So you would have got that high pick this year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
so now like imagine you could have got the high pick and maybe you can get the defensive end out of Oregon. They need a pass rusher, and that would have been ideal. Buddy gets to stay close to home, and he's right there. But now you look at it, it's like the only way I can see it happening and Seattle making a progressive move going forward. I don't know who their coach would be. So you got the coaching candidate vacancy you have to fill. That's maybe true. You could ask Pete to be a GM possibly. Who knows? And then after that, you trade Russ somewhere. A team like the Broncos would want Russ. Shit, the Browns with Baker, if they can't figure out if they want to bring back Baker, the Saints, these teams come.
That's a lot of teams,
Yeah, definitely obviously you're gonna have the Watson stuff in the summer if all that clears. So he's gonna be hot on the block too.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be available quarterbacks for sure.
I think. Watson's gonna be one if he's available, right? And then two, it's gonna be Russ. Three is probably gonna be Jimmy G.
Yeah,
like someone gonna give you capital for him. So I think you just need to recoup what you lost from the Adams trade.
Honestly, it looks like the trade is starting to wear down. I mean, the Seahawks are on pace for their first losing season under the Russ tenure there in Seattle, and then also you got guys that think a lot of things have to change. Like DK Metcalf didn't get a target through 3 quarters. Like there is no way that this man don't get a target through 3 quarters. There's no way.
So it was weird to me because I remember getting on DK about like how he's all into the extracurricular activities on the field, right? But it's weird for you not to get this man a target because to me, he's super versatile. He's a freak athlete. He could potentially be great. Like I'm talking really great.
He has the potential. Yeah, for sure.
And the weird thing is he's so big, bro. They could line him up. And I'm talking multiple spots. You know how people used to say, damn, we could put Calvin Johnson at tight end just off how big he is.
They wouldn't do it. Too.
You damn sure could put DK Metcalf there and be like, okay, we're going to put you here. We got Tyler Eckridge, and then you got Everett. Like they could just space out, do a lot of things. I just think they took a lot of unnecessary losses that they weren't pick losses. They lost Chris Carson. Like it's just, I feel like it's stacking up. You had the injury to Russ.
Yeah,
people are saying that you should.
He hasn't looked the same since, honestly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say keep Geno. I mean,
no, bro, the fans is crazy. Keep Geno, bro.
You remember? Yeah, Geno's not it.
No,
I mean, if Geno was if he was the answer, then why would they have Russ back so fast? And Russ, honestly, he don't look the same right now. Like I think he's still hurt, and at this point, he got to look out for himself. Like they're on a 4-game losing streak, so at the end of the day, okay, we're not going to make the playoffs. So I just need to get back healthy because I still know I have a lot of football left. I can compete, and I can potentially go help another team have a shot at a championship. So if I'm Russ, yeah, I'm up out of Seattle. Like I'm just cutting ties at this point.
He got to. I sit. But he's such a good dude. He don't want to do that to that team. Like and just sit out.
Understandable, but
y'all ain't playing for shit now.
Yeah, it's business at this point. It's a business decision for him to go ahead and be like, listen, I need to rest up my hand. It's hurt. It's hurt.
I'm sitting the rest
and then also, what do you think about Big Ben as well? I think it's time for them to move on from Big Ben. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, they lost 41-10 to the Jungle. And this is the first time. So they lost 3 straight to the Jungle for the first time in his career. And honestly, Big Ben hasn't looked the same in a long time. And I mean, it's time for him to get home.
If you look at it, who they play a couple of weeks ago, Ben led a comeback almost. I forget. I watched this game. I forget who they were playing. It was like, was it last weekend? Might have been last weekend or the weekend before. Ben led a comeback. They fell apart on defense, and then the game was out of reach. He does have moments and flashes where he looks really good. And I'm talking small moments and flashes. It's not like last year. It's getting real small now. I'd move off of him. I don't know if Dwayne Haskins is not it, and he just isn't it at all. And they still have him. You know, Mason Rudolph is not it at all. So I don't like. If I was them, I would have signed Cam. Granted, I don't think Cam's it, but
Cam Jimmy G could be an option there as well. I mean, Deshaun Watson potentially this summer can be an option. I mean, it's a couple guys like, they could be an option. They like to throw the ball. So what if you plug Russ in there next year?
They cannot afford to bring Ben back next year.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, with that, defense as far as having, the talent they have on the defensive end, and then they have talent on the offensive end. They got Claypool, who's a deep threat. They got Deontay Johnson, who, he can run the ball. He can do everything in between. Juju's going to be back. Then Najee Harris has been a stud. Even with that, makeshift offensive line, he still gets it done, I guess. But I mean, Ben, from a knowledge standpoint, I think he has the knowledge, but just from like the physical capabilities at this point in his career, I think it's time to just go ahead and move past him, move on. Maybe he can coach or maybe be a backup or something at best. But I mean, I think he would bring a lot of knowledge to the game still and could potentially mentor, another quarterback, or something like that. But as far as starting and him being the guy with that team, I definitely don't think that, he should be the guy moving forward.
I don't think they want to put him as a backup. I feel like that's the issue. Like they don't want to keep him as a backup and see the collapse,
If they move on, you think it's just we're cutting, like this is it. Like, sorry, Ben, no longer with Pittsburgh. Okay.
I think this year they got to cut. Next year coming up, they got to cut ties. I mean, he's gonna go down as a solid quarterback. He's not incredibly great. Like he's gonna be Pittsburgh great for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But as a all-time ranks on like quarterbacks, he's up there though. But he's not like it's like a gunslinger, bro. Like he's definitely. Like he's in the Brett Favre category. He's not Brett Favre, but he's like in that category of play style.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Ben can put up some numbers. He can. Oh, we know that back in the day, he used to be able to be a little dumpster truck or whatever, just running into people, taking contact, doing all kind of crazy stuff. But he's not that guy anymore, so it's just time to move on. And now you have Aaron Rodgers, who is 4-0 in his career at home versus the Rams, which also includes the playoffs. So that's incredible to be, undefeated against someone, throughout your career. And also, taking a look at that game against the Rams, do you think OBJ needs to prove himself again?
Nah, what do you have? 5 receptions, 82 in a tub. He had that one. The tub was a breakout for 40 yards something. And I think before that, he only had a couple of receptions for less than 20. I don't think he got to prove anything. I think he's showing you, especially on that go pass or double move. I think he hit the corner with between the safety where the ball went and then how he caught it. I thought at first I was scared. I was like, bro, I hope you don't drop this because he was so open. I was like, bro, I hope he doesn't drop it. But he still got the moves. I think honestly, it's just scheme wise for them. People don't want to realize he's not going to be a problem why they don't succeed. The problem is that they don't run the ball and take time of possession away from anybody. When they had Todd Gurley with Jared Goff, people think Jared Goff was just playing great and Sean McVay just schemed Jared Goff perfectly. Don't get me wrong. Jared Goff had a good year that year they went to the Super Bowl. But you know why he had a good time? It's because Todd Gurley was back there looking like the damn best running back in football.
And he was at the time.
Exactly. Sure. And now there's no Cam Akers. And, Darrell Henderson is all right, but it's not Cam Akers, and damn sure ain't healthy Todd Gurley. So now there's more pressure on Matthew Stafford. And Odell is not the same receiver as Randall Woods. Odell's not really a between the numbers guy. Early on in the Giants, he would go between numbers. He get cracked. So
I think he still can, but
depends on how you use him.
Yeah, I think he can do everything you need him to do. Like he can play on the outside, he can play slot. I think he still can run some, end arounds, run the ball a little bit and everything. But, he's a playmaker, so get him out of space. I think he can still run across the middle and make the plays. It was just the him and Baker thing over this whole tenure in Cleveland, pretty much, that at this point it's like, we haven't seen it. So I feel like now that, he comes to LA and Robert Woods tore his ACL, so he's out for the season. Now, it's been a couple weeks now, so maybe we're going to see more targets go to him, since they don't have the Robert Woods.
He got 10 in the Cup.
Yeah, but that's 10. What I'm saying. They should, he's OBJ. Yeah, we know Cooper Kupp is ascending, but I mean, we know what OBJ can do. A healthy OBJ, we know the type of playmaker he can be, the type of numbers he can put up. So
I mean, the real problem with that team, it's not even Odell. It's Matthew Stafford. If the games are getting too big for him. Then the defense, bro. That defense got some big hitters on it, big names. And y'all are just getting slaughtered pretty much. It's crazy. You get that first week pass where, Vaughn just got there and then, moving things around. But y'all had the bye and then y'all had this game. It's like, bro, why isn't this rolling? And then you got the 2-year receiver in Vance Jefferson. I think it's the second year. Last year he was rookie. He's dropping the ball, bro. He dropped 3 balls and 2 of them were really easy. One bounced off his face mask. I know people bring up the fact that Odell dropped 5 targets didn't amount to anything. In all reality, he only dropped, I think, 1 between it was a in route. I think a 5-yard in or a curl.
Yeah.
The safety and the linebacker got to him. He dropped it. He should have caught it. That's one he should have caught. But Stafford missed him on one. He slipped on another one.
Vance Jefferson, I think his dad is a receivers coach. I'm not sure if he coaches the Rams or what team he
Vance need to catch the ball, bro, because he's gonna get opportunities. I'm not shitting on Buddy. I think he can be nice in that offense. He's from Florida State. He just drops. You can't be dropping the ball, especially because the Gators. He is?
He's from the Gators.
Oh, he one of y'all boys. Oh shit.
That's how I know,
Anyway, he should not be dropping the ball like how he's dropping at all. Nah. Especially because that team is Super Bowl or bust.
Honestly,
it is Super Bowl or bust for them. So he can't.
Just to throw this little meme out there that was floating around, which we don't believe OBJ tweeted or anything, but it said, "Dog, if we don't win a ring, I'm out."
I mean, let's be honest. I don't think he tweeted it, but he was out regardless who he signed with. This was going to be a 1 year. But I think he I think he really wanted to go to the Packers, but they just lowballed him with that offer. And if I'm him, like, he does make other money endorsements. Of course, he's probably.
I mean, he made money even from, getting released from the Browns, which should have made more sense for him to be like, hey, I can go to the Packers and I can take a minimum because I got paid already. I don't need, $7 million over the next, 7, 8, 10 games or whatever. I can take a lot less and, finish out the season with the Packers, the team that I really wanted to go to, over going to the Rams, which they said it was more the Rams that recruited him more than the front office. It wasn't, like Von Miller putting out that picture of him and OBJ telling him, let's get this ring, come to LA, let's get this ring.
Jalen Ramsey too.
Yeah. So, the guys really all in on bringing OBJ to LA. And I mean, like Devontae Adams said when he tried to get the jersey, go get that Cooper Kupp jersey, since that's who you rock with.
He did. He did send the jersey over to my man after the game. He sent it to the locker room, but it's just
that's hilarious.
I mean, if you imagine him with Rodgers, because Alan Lazard, I feel bad for Packers fans. Alan Lazard drives me crazy, bro. I see this man
drops. Yeah.
Oh, so you gotta think you could have not had him on the field and had Odell. And granted, Odell does occasionally drop the ball, but I doubt Odell is going to drop the ball at the rate Alan Lazard drops the ball.
Valdez Scantling is nice too. He came back and he's looking really good too. So
that boy from University of South Florida,
hey,
that boy a bull. He's fast, good, bro. He's fast.
Yeah, he is. He's really fast,
and he's big. He's big. He's like 6'2", 6'3", and fast. That's crazy, bro.
So what are your thoughts on the wide open AFC as far as who do you think is the most complete team right now? If you had to pick a really complete team, who would you pick?
Honestly, I'm going to give it to you guys. I think the only downfall on the Pats is, any shortcomings that could possibly happen with the rookie. Obviously, a Mac Jones quarterback, which can happen. Yeah. He's a fucking rookie. It's expected. It's not like it's not true. Supposed to happen. I think that, and then not having a big playmaker. Those are the only two issues I could see, And maybe if the running backs regress, but you guys do running back by committee. So I don't think that's hard. You got a great coach. You got a great offensive coordinator, great defense. Corners are playing lights out with J.C. Jackson. Tight ends are showing up better. The receivers, they're not household names, but they're getting loose. I think you guys could give people the best shot because if I look at it, if I go down the list, I don't know what's the problem with the Bills. Can't solve it. Don't know what is wrong with them. I can't trust them.
And then they lost Trey White too, so it's like
Trez is out for the year. So their cornerback's hurting. I can't trust Josh Allen as much as I want to. Same way I can't trust Lamar right now. I don't know what he's gonna do. He just threw 4 fucking interceptions.
I mean, they won the game, which is insane, which has a lot to say about your defense as well. So,
but my defense don't do that all the time. So that's the other big thing. I think the Chiefs, they're rolling, but I don't trust that defense. I trust the head coach, the coordinator. Still got questions on Mahomes, so he's playing good lately. Yeah. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are kind of up and down, which is weird.
Yeah, they have been dropping ball. Well, Travis Kelce's been dropping balls.
Travis Kelce, definitely. So yeah, I think I'd have to give it to the Patriots. I think Cincy is making an argument to be somewhere in the mix with these teams. I don't know where, but they're arguing. They're pretty electric to see. Like, it's kind of exciting.
They're playing really good ball right now, definitely. I mean, coming off that 41-10 over the Steelers, I mean, that's pretty impressive to see. Them to continue to be successful and, to win games, which none of us thought that before the season that they were going to be winning this many games like this, especially in this fashion too.
No, not at all. I would have picked the Colts if they just beat the Bucs. I wouldn't have picked you guys. I would have picked the Colts, I'll be honest, because I think the Colts have a great structure of a team, but their biggest fault is at quarterback. Whereas that is your guys' biggest fault because he's a rookie, but it ain't showed really. He had that one game where he threw 3 interceptions. He had a game where he threw three interceptions, I'm pretty sure, right? But that was
all his fault though.
Yeah, exactly. But I got a lot. That's the same with Lamar. A lot of his and any quarterback in general. There's a couple of them where they ain't their fault. So we need a separate category for tips.
We really do. Like if a receiver dropped the ball, like and it results in an interception, that need to be on their stat sheet.
Exactly. But I would have said the Colts if they had just beat the Bucs. But I mean, it's just Wentz's. He looked electric in the first half. I watched that game. He looked great. And then I don't know what happened in the second half. Like the defense is playing pretty good. They weren't playing great,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, they let Leonard Fournette get off at the end of the game. That's what happened.
Yeah, they're playing against a great team though. Like the Bucks aren't those slouches. You can't
Yeah, they are.
You can't give a great team chances. Like at the end of the day, it don't matter who it is. Like you can't just keep handing the ball over to a good defense, like and just giving them opportunity to take the ball. Like that's like essentially you keep throwing at Trevon Diggs or Patrick Surtain or Marcus Peters or these dudes that ball or Xavier Howard, these dudes that are gonna take the ball.
Yeah,
and you keep trying them. So essentially, these teams keep trying these defenses that are too good to keep. Like, okay, you know, you keep making mistakes, but they ain't capitalized on it. Pretty soon, that defense as a whole is going to capitalize.
Oh,
so
definitely.
You can't just keep throwing it out there. That's like the patch. You got J.C. Horn out of his mind right now. He's forcing fumbles. He's getting interceptions. He's running them back. Trevon Diggs. It's crazy. You can't do that to especially a solid team at that. You know what I mean? It's different. You do it to a bad team. Maybe you build their confidence, but they probably won't beat you. But a good team, it's like, okay, now this is getting scary.
Yeah, they gave Tom too much time when they went in at the end of the game.
They scored quick. They scored quick, bro.
They gave Tom too much time. And I knew the game was over because I was watching the game as well. And I was like, y'all gave Tom Brady too much time. Like
he just had to get in field goal range. That's the thing.
I was it's either going to be a field goal. I honestly expect the field goal, but then Fournette just turned up and got a touchdown. But I was Bucks are winning.
If you give somebody that much time and you aren't winning by a field goal, count how the NFL set up. Count it's a wrap, bro.
yeah, for sure.
Then people are gonna pick you apart down the field. They're gonna take what you give them, especially the Bucks with Tom. Tom gonna take
exactly Tom Brady. You start dropping guys, running back out the backfield.
Bro, and the thing is, everybody falls into cover 4, like the 4 corners, the safety, everybody's back.
Everybody plays differently, especially in like those type of situations. You like if you need a field goal, you can almost guarantee with that much time that we can go down and get a field goal based off of the type of defense that the defensive coordinator start. Yeah, they start calling all these. Oh, let's back off, and then you give them a bunch of underneath stuff, which hey, I can get 70 yards of play. I'm gonna move the ball down the field.
Everybody wants to back off because they don't want to give the shot. There's not that many defenses that can be like, you know what, we ain't backing off and we're going to play you like how we've been playing you. And you're going to have to beat us out of this.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like teams like the Packers can do that. I feel like you guys can do that. I feel like the Ravens, when they're 100% healthy, can. I don't think so much.
I mean, y'all defense looked really good this past weekend, though. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, they did. I'm not going to hold
the rookie, Owe, who was really,
just balling, bro.
Yeah, he's playing.
He got 5 sacks. I think 3-4 fumbles this year.
Man,
he's balling. And we got Bowser. I like Bowser a lot. People don't know him. He's our outside linebacker, and we got Justin Houston out there. They look good. I mean, I just wish these guys were all healthy. I wish Marcus Peters was out there because then it'd be ugly for a lot of teams. That man's a pick. He's a pick artist, bro.
Now we're gonna get into this halftime segment. Keith's gonna give us his top 10. Go ahead, hit him with the top 10, Keys. What you got for us?
All right, so I'm gonna run through this top 10. 10 through 6, same thing as always. I'm gonna just give you all the names, and then 1 through 5, I'm gonna tell you names and stats of who I got. So Keys' top 10 this week. I got Aaron Rodgers at 10. 9, I got Dontre Hillary from Tennessee Titans. His running back, I got Gronk at 8. That's Brady's favorite target. He shows you this man is just making his case for arguably being one of the best tight ends. There's only like 5 in that category. It's him, Gonzalez, Sharp, Kelsey, and I feel like I'm missing somebody, but it's only them 5. And Gronk keeps edging his way to being the best one out of all of them because he's still playing. And he's still playing at a high level. You see him, he's bouncing off people, he's catching the ball. It's really his yards after the catch. It's crazy for me.
I think Gronk, what probably would separate him, like if you go to talking about GOATs for tight ends, is also like not just his ability being able to catch the ball, but blocking. Like that's a big part. Like he likes to block. So that's also being dominant, like catching the ball, scoring touchdowns, and then also being dominant blocking. I mean, that has to, give you some like, oh, okay.
It's crazy but he's not as elusive as Shannon Sharp and Tony Gonzalez or Travis Kelsey, which is crazy because he still gets off of people. Like he just gets loose.
He's so big. I think his people don't want to tackle him.
It's like stiff arm, run you over. Oh, I broke. You're gonna try to tackle him. They'll drag you for 5 yards. Like I like you said, people don't want to tackle him. So I got Gronk the Tank at 8. I got a T Higgins sighting at 7, which is crazy because I had a lot of high hopes for him.
Doing great things now with your Cinco number.
Yeah, it's crazy. Finally, though. I got 6. I got your boy Mackie Jones. He looked good. 5. I got Jalen Phillips, the Dolphins rookie linebacker. He got 4 tackles, 3 sacks. The Finns are looking good ever since they beat the damn Ravens. It's crazy. I got Jalen Waddle of the Dolphins, another receiver. He went 9 receptions, 137 yards, and a tub.
Ridiculous.
He's fast. Remember, he got that comparison to Tyreek Hill. That was his comparison.
I didn't think he was gonna have a day like that against the Panthers defense. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
no,
100 yards.
Not against those corners, bro. And
yeah,
not with his quarterback. I didn't think that was going to be a thing. And it, sure enough, it was a thing. 3, I got the other. It's last 3 have been rookies. The third is another rookie. I got Patrick Surtain, the second, or Pat Surtain. 5 tackles, 2 receptions, and a tub. This is somebody else you don't want to throw against.
Insane already.
You might be able to work the ball a little bit on him, but I promise you're not going to keep throwing at him thinking you're going to bully him. His dad is Pat Surtain the first, and he was nice. You're going to stop doing it, bro. Like, it's going to get to that point. The Broncos got a gem. Granted, they really needed a quarterback, but they did go and get a corner, and they kind of needed a corner. Their corners are getting a little old, and it looks good. He's looking like a promising piece going forward for them. Second, I got playoff Lenny had a sighting. Leonard Fournette showed up big for the Bucs. 17 attempts, 100 yards, 3 tubs, 7 receptions, 31 yards, and a tub. Man had 4 touchdowns against the Colts defense, which is a good defense.
Yeah, that man was balling.
Yeah, so that was a sight to see. First, I got Rasoi Douglas of the Green Bay Packers, his cornerback. He had 6 tackles, an interception, and a touchdown. This man has been a key piece in this secondary because they do not have Jair Alexander right now, which is their best corner and arguably a top 5 corner in the league. And this man got signed from the Cardinals practice squad.
Balling out of control.
Interception against the Cardinals for the walk-off. And then another interception for a touchdown. He's playing pretty out of his mind right now. That's my top 10. Quise's top 10 for the week. Thank you, guys. That's who I got.
Hey, appreciate that top 10. So I'm going to give a quick stat on the Packers since we are talking about the Packers here. So, and it's crazy because like we said earlier, we didn't think that this defense will be playing as good as they are. And they're 8th in points allowed with 242, which is insane to think without a lot of key playmakers on that side of the defense that they're playing the lights out. And obviously we know you give it to that bad man on the other side, Aaron Rodgers, more than likely he's going to get you some kind of points. You're not going to be able to slow down that offense for too long regardless. But,
you won't.
With this defense, not giving up any points, being stingy, and then your offense on the other side, hey, we know y'all going to go score some points. It's just insane, like you said, that you got guys like Rasoi Douglas who are stepping up for this team, and they're only allowing the 8th points allowed as far as place in the league. It's insane for this defense. So
hey, remember what happened the last time Rodgers had a good defense, and that wasn't even a great defense. This defense is making that defense look like Girl Scouts.
So we got the 4th and 5 here. So Lamar is the first quarterback to win with 4 or more interceptions since week 17 in 2013. So what does this say about the Ravens defense, Keith?
It's when it's ready, it's elite. It's always been elite. It's just a matter of, are they going to buckle down? We got our corners letting up the most yards as any corners with, Marlon Humphreys and Anthony Everett on the other side. But they showed up. Defense showed out. Patrick Queen was tackling people, not missing.
Yeah, he was.
I feel like their issues that what they were doing early on or the past couple of years, they were getting so many forced fumbles from punching and poking the ball out, especially Marlon Humphrey with the fruit punch. He was just hitting every ball his way. And now everybody keeps trying to do that. So they're not wrapping up. They're just hitting people with their shoulder pad. They're not wrapping everybody up, securing the tackle. And last game, they kind of looked like they were better at tackling. It was crazy seeing Lamar throw 4 interceptions, and the defense was still able to hold Baker.
It was just crazy because it was just like, okay, like I remember he was throwing to Mark Andrews across the middle. He legit threw it straight to the defender, and I'm like,
bro, he threw it behind Mark Andrews. If he would have led Mark Andrews, the defender was like here. Mark Andrews would have caught it.
I was like, bro, what is Lamar doing?
It was that interception. There was a tip off of Bateman, so that's Bateman's fault. Granted, I think it was the linebacker was in front of him. There's somebody about to cram him if you would have caught it. But I mean, that's as to be expected. Yeah. There was one that I think there was a tipped another interception that was actually dropped, but they called it an interception, I think. And then we had the one to Andrews. He played terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's my favorite quarterback, but he played awful. But it shows that he doesn't let interceptions throw him off, which is weird. It's not weird. It's weird because whenever he throws 2 interceptions, I know he's gonna play good. Or we're gonna win. Like every game, I want to say I gotta look back, and for next episode I'll bring it up. But I want to say this year, every time he throws 2 interceptions, we win.
You know what's insane too? Like if you think about it, if you go back and look at this game against the Browns, it was like, F it, Mark Andrews out there somewhere, like Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. Because boy, he was just tossing up to Mark Andrews, and he made some crazy catches. I was like, wow, he really just
Mark
caught
Andrews
that.
made that one-handed catch like this, bro, and cuffed it. I'd normally be on Mark Andrews a lot because he'd be dropping the ball sometimes, but this year he's still dropping the ball sometimes, but he's playing pretty good.
For the most part, yeah, he's catching tough passes. He's balling out of control for y'all.
He's at an exceptional year. I think his Ravens team is nice. It's just I feel like they just keep finding a way to win, which is with all the injuries, with everything going on, the adversity, they just keep finding a way to win. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong. They're not my Super Bowl pick, but they just keep finding a way to win. And it's crazy because every game I feel like I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And they just keep finding a way to win. It's crazy. It's dope to see though. Like
for sure.
They got fighting them to like fight it out to the very end. So it's nice. And I got all the trust in Lamar. Even with him throwing 4 interceptions, he played terrible. Didn't waver my trust because they still had him out there throwing the ball. So they trust him and they believe in him. Like regardless, they're like, bro, make something happen because they know at the end of the day he can make something happen. So I just think that's the main thing. He do got to fix some of those throws though, because some of them,
for sure.
Like that Mark Andrews throw over where John Johnson caught it with one hand. It was behind Andrews. He leads Andrew over the top in the back towards the end zone. He's gonna catch it, or you throw it out of bounds. Like you don't give the DB defender a chance to. Yeah, he threw it right in the John Johnson's hand. John Johnson was like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, you threw it to me."
Andrews tipped it. John Johnson's hand's kind of right there. He's like, "Okay, I got it." And Andrews only tipped it because it's like kind of behind him. John Johnson's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll take this going to the ground."
It was another one where he was throwing to Mark Andrews too, where maybe Mark Andrews was supposed to keep running, and he didn't, and he threw it right to I can't remember who it was. He threw it to the defender. It was an interception, but I was like, man, it's insane.
He does have that, bro. But I don't know. He gotta get out of this interception. He got like 15, bro. It's the most interceptions he's thrown. Period.
Insane.
He's never thrown this many in a year. I don't think.
So we already talked about Russ a little bit, but I mean, at this point, they lost 4 straight starts, or Russ has lost 4 straight starts for the first time in his career, and they're on pace, like I said, for their first losing season. So, I mean, this is really big for them. I mean, their offense just honestly flat out just hasn't looked the same ever since Russ went out, when he hurt his hand. They just haven't looked the same. Like easy throws, just a little quick 5-yard out, 10-yard out, something across the middle. Russ is like selling every ball, which to me, I feel like he's still hurt. I don't even feel like he should have came back yet. I feel like he should have waited because, a lot of the times too, you can kind of see, looks like he's like
you could
trying to protect his hand. Yeah.
Somebody reeling, bro. He reeling. If I'm him, pack up the kids in Sierra. It's time to leave. End the story. Time to leave. Sorry, Seattle. Y'all about to lose y'all quarterback. It's time to leave, big dog. Russ.
Yes, definitely. I mean, they got a lot of young talent, which, maybe they can potentially, lure some guys there or, win a couple games next year. But definitely think Russ needs to get up out of there. And they have some guys who they can, potentially build around, but also depends on Pete Carroll as far as like, hey, like we don't have the Cleveland Browns, the Minnesota, the whoever O-line to be just straight trying to pound the ball with Alex Collins in the backfield. Like, let Russ cook, man. Let this man throw the ball. Like maybe he gets in the rhythm. But
the problem is you ain't got no running back. There's no Chris Carson. You don't got the offensive line, and Russ is playing bad, so ain't no Russ cooking. It's Russ looking.
But you got to let him. He is looking bad. But at this point, if you're going to continue to play him, you might as well try to let him get hot and try to get in the rhythm. Let him air it out. then hey, him airing it out could potentially open up the run game a little bit. But you got Pete Carroll that's like, hey, we're gonna give Alice Collins the ball 20, 30 times a game, and he averaged 2 yards a carry. Like, come on, Pete, this ain't getting it done. This ain't getting it done.
Pete probably gonna leave and take that Notre Dame job. I think they got a coaching vacancy. Who knows? You know, Pete quick to skedaddle.
Oh, he might now. I wouldn't be surprised because the future in Seattle right now is, especially in that NFC right now. I mean,
it's looking crazy.
Yeah, it's looking crazy. Then they gave up all they gave up for Jamal Adams, and now, like I said, maybe trying to trade Russ, they could potentially get some of that draft capital back, or something like that. Hopefully, don't think they're gonna move off of like DK or Tyler Lockett or nobody. So, I mean, they need to try to recoup some of that. Russ hasn't been happy the past couple seasons, I think, but like past 2 years at this point, pretty much, and things are getting better. He's still out there getting sacked all the time, still getting hit all the time. So hey, that's the reason why he broke his finger or dislocated his finger. People in his face trying to throw the ball.
Safe to say, Russ, time to leave. That's it.
Time to leave. Time to get up out of there, Russ. So we agree about that. So then you got Deebo Samuel is the first receiver with 2 rushing touchdowns in the game in Super Bowl era. Like, it's crazy that this man runs the ball as much as he does, but it works. And I mean, he's a tough runner. He's a playmaker. So Kyle Shanahan definitely, is going to get this man the ball. But it's still insane for a receiver to be out here, lining up in the backfield as running back, getting the touches as a running back pretty much or whatever, and, getting 2 touchdowns.
He reminds me of more elusive Anquan Bolden, which is a good category to be in. He damn near everything for that Niners offense. There's no Raheem Mostert with the runs.
Elijah Mitchell looks good too, though.
Yeah, they got 3 other running backs. George Kittle out there when he's healthy. That team's starting to win games, bro.
They are.
Hey, my picks might start coming true with them. They started to win games. I ain't think it would be this late into going into it, but
still in a rough division though. So I mean,
you got Seattle falling apart. Well, the Rams are losing games. Maybe you can start edging. Maybe you start edging a couple games out. We know the Cardinals more than likely probably about to win the division.
Yeah.
So maybe you can edge out a couple people and make a run. That defensive line is serious, bro.
Yeah, they might be able to. Then you got Patrick Surtain was the first Denver Bronco rookie with 2 interceptions in the game, week 3 of 1989. Bro, that is a long time.
I wasn't even born. I wasn't even swimming around my dad's sack, probably. That's crazy. 1989, bro. Bro. 1989. I wasn't born, bro. Oh shit. That's a while ago, bro.
That's a long time. And that just goes to show, the type of player that, the potential that he has to keep going from here.
They've had good corners too. Chad Bailey ain't had 2 interceptions again.
I'm not sure if this stat was just only for rookies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, rookies. Yeah. All right.
But regardless, that's still a long time for them not to have, be able to draft a guy out, bring a guy in, and for him to play, at an elite level. That's a long time.
It is crazy.
That's a long time. And then you have Tom Brady, who, threw some shade at the Colts, who's also 9-0 versus the Colts since 2010, including the playoffs. So you think Tom might as well go ahead and buy his shares into the Colts since he feels like he's part owner?
He might want to. Because the way it's just so crazy to me. With any elite quarterback, if you don't go score a touchdown and you tie the game, you might as well count as a wrap, especially with that man at least.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So it's just, if I get the chance and it's either I tie the game on the field or I go for it and keep winning, hey, I'm going for it. Because I'd be damned if I would lose because somebody drove down the field.
That's true, too. They gave him enough time. I mean, hey, like, they gave him enough time. But it's just insane that since 2010, that Brady pretty much has owned the Colts. He's played them 9 times and hasn't lost to them
9-0. The only people I know more mad at Brady is the Bills. The Bills,
boy, 20 years.
That man is like 36-4 against the Bills, bro. Something just outrageous that don't make no sense. So the Colts are in that category with the Bills. They dislike.
Can't get it with that Brady hump. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I don't think Baltimore has a record like that against them. I think Baltimore has given them problems like every time he's played them. So
Yeah.
that's crazy, bro. If
Do
I
you
was a
have?
coach, if I was a coach, I'm mad. I'd probably go try to sign Brady this offseason.
I go shoot that man. You can't come on the field.
Bro,
Not this
that's
game.
9-0. And you know what's crazy though? They really would have won that game if
They
Wentz
really
did
could have.
not just start turning the ball over, bro. Like I was watching it, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He threw that interception to Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah.
where Michael Pittman is 6'4". Antoine Winfield Jr. is smaller than me.
Boy, he was like, give me that.
Bro, he threw it to him. He literally
Yeah.
threw it at Antoine Winfield Jr. He didn't even let Michael Pittman make it. Like Michael Pittman's looking for it. The ball is
he's
on
like,
this side of him, behind him. He ain't
Antoine
gonna,
Winfield was like, give me that.
bro. And then at the end, when they're driving down the field after the kick return, they get to like the 20, which damn, bro, buddy. I remember returning. I'm like, oh, is he gone? He returned it to like I think the 20.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, I hope he gets in because I wanted to go overtime. I just wanted to see it go in overtime so it end like how it ended.
They almost returned it, yeah.
Bro, he almost returns it. So the play at the end, he's trying to hit Michael Pittman again with a jump ball. But he
can't even make it to the end zone, first of all.
Bro, he throws it, and that's the crazy thing. The corner and the safety were up at the line of the end zone, right? Michael Pittman is kind of in the back, like it has to come up. Why did you not throw the ball to the back of the end zone?
First of all, he didn't even make it to the end zone with the ball. Bro, I was like, bro, if we're throwing a Hail Mary for the game, you got to at least make the ball to the end zone.
Wentz put so much air on it just for it to go and stop before the end zone. I'm like, bro, even if he caught it, they probably could have pulled him out, like pushed him away from the end zone.
Just tap him, whatever.
Like he looked bad. I mean, if he's gonna keep looking like this, yeah, Indy, you might need to go quarterback shot.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was drawing up a Hail Mary at this point, I would probably, I would probably have like my trips on this side with 3 receivers, and I would have my single receiver just run to the back. All y'all trying to do is tip the ball back to this person that's gonna be back there. Because everybody, once they see the ball right here in the front at the goal line, whatever, everybody's trying to catch it or knock it down. I want all my receivers to tip it back to the guy that's in the back, and he's. Poof.
I mean, they got Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines. What I would have did in that situation, granted, we're just armchair GMs and coaches just sitting here looking at the game.
Yeah,
I would have drew it up. Michael Pittman is the best receiver. I get why you're going to throw the ball to him. But if you're going to throw a terrible last ball like that, do not throw it there. I would have lined up in trips, like you said, had the one receiver, all of them go to one corner.
I don't know what he was looking at. Did he think he had a one-on-one? But first of all, why are you throwing it to the side with one receiver?
I get
don't make to the end zone, and you got multiple receivers over
here. He threw it to the one side because that's his best receiver. So I get it. It's just you threw a terrible ball. Like it wasn't even. You didn't like. I get if you threw it and he had a chance on it and it just didn't work. Like okay, I get that. That's your best receiver. I get it. You didn't even let him make a play on it. So I would have had trips on one side, like you said, the Michael Pittman on the other side. The trips run to the same side as Michael Pittman. I would put Naheem Hines on the same side in the backfield as Michael Pittman. Would have had to run a wheel, but cut his wheel towards the other end zone. Mm-hmm. I like Jonathan Taylor or Naheem Hines against Levante David to the pylon. And I'm saying I ain't throwing the ball like when they break his line of sight, like when they right in front of him. I'm throwing the ball to the pylon, bro. Meaning I'm going to put some air on this bitch and you're going to beat the linebacker. Because let's be honest, Levante David is great in covers.
But we'll get to see. We'll get to see somebody come up with a plan
like that.
Play like that.
Probably would have beat him if Wentz puts the ball over the top and leads them. I didn't look at the coverage. It looked like they played 3 deep and everybody else in man. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So everybody does 3 deep, everybody else in man. Because nobody wants to play zone because they don't want to get caught like someone coming in the hole of the zone. So if they played 3 deep, I feel that would have worked because I feel like both safeties, the middle safety and the safety on the side where I'm telling you for the ball, would have converged all the way because everybody's going that way. Have the running back, but this is the thing: the offensive line's really good, so they could have bought the time. Have the running back kind of bullshit the wheel a little bit, just be out there, and then just like you're gonna have to gun it, like go up and then straight to the pylon. And I feel like that would have worked. I mean, maybe you might not.
I mean,
but I would like to see it. Like I would like if I was an offensive coordinator, I would try that out in practice.
I was just pissed at the end of the game because I'm like, you didn't give anyone a chance. Like. You didn't even give him a chance because you didn't even throw it to the end zone for one. And then you didn't give him a chance. Like, it was just insane to me.
Bro, they was beating them early on, too. Like, It was. I mean, it was obvious once Brady got the ball back.
Oh yeah, it was obvious they was going to win the game. To like, no doubt about it. I'm sure everybody was like, "Oh, this game's over." Like, Tampa's going to win this game.
Yeah,
there's no way you can stop Brady at this point. But we know, the type of drives he can lead at the end of games to win games and stuff.
You can see how much Brady don't trust those other receivers, though. It's crazy. I watched Mike Evans not even look for a ball that hit him in the hand. I don't know if he saw because there was a lineman that dropped in coverage. So Mike Evans obviously saw the lineman as soon as he was he was supposed to turn for the ball, and the lineman's literally in front of him, couldn't make a play on him. So I kind of get that, but I don't know what they're like. Why are so many people dropping the ball? I don't really get it because you got those receivers that don't ever drop the ball.
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what it is. It's just guys are inconsistent. They're not focusing. You got the guys that, just like the running back, I think it was playing against y'all, who could have easily caught for the first down, but before he even caught the ball, he was looking to see what the defender was. So just not seeing the ball through, catching it fully.
I get that in a way, but how the rules are set up, like back in the day, I get why if you saw someone right in front of you, why you might bob it. Because you was allowed to get clogged.
Oh yeah, you was allowed to get clean.
Bro, no NFL ref is letting you get clean like that.
Oh no, not nowadays, no. But a lot of guys, I think, is just more so potentially seeing the potential and then not finishing the catch, and then it's like you gotta catch the ball first. So I think that's what a big thing is. Then you have
use two hands or so.
Yeah. Use two hands and look the ball through the catch, man.
I played a little football on Thanksgiving, boy. I laced the cleats up. It's crazy.
Oh, you was out there at the turkey bowl, huh?
Hey, I ain't laced the cleats up in a minute, boy. I laced the cleats up.
Hey, nice. Quise is out there at the turkey bowl, man. If y'all want to get at Quise in one-on-ones, just hit him up on Twitter.
Oh, bro, it's crazy. You probably have a better chance to beat me in a one-on-one because I like playing safety. But if I'm the safety, you definitely not probably catch the ball over me. But in a one-on-one, you might be able to get me because I fucking watch the ball instead of watching. Yeah. When you play corner, the best thing for you to do is to watch the receiver. But just make sure you locate the ball. I'll get caught in watching the ball, so you can't do that at corner. Yeah. That's why it's like you see those corners that like getting picks, but if they can't sit on just watching the ball because you watch the ball, the corner will edge up behind you, or the receiver will edge up behind you, and you just watch the ball, and next thing the ball goes over your head. Because the quarterback's like, oh, I got you because you just watching the ball. But that's why safety's got it made, bro. Safeties can sit there and watch the ball.
Yeah, potentially.
And then track the ball and be like, okay, I'm gonna get here.
Yeah, they can kind of play like middle field per se.
Yeah, bro. It should split in two halves or one safety, and then either the corner's gonna fall along all the way down. You catch the one that gets beat. I like it though. It was a good time. I had fun. I had soccer cleats. There's somehow some weird shortage on football cleats that were going on. So.
Yeah, a lot of football players used to wear the soccer cleats back in the day anyway, but I mean, whatever.
Hey, they work. Flag football wise, two-hand touch, they gonna work. And tackle, definitely not use no soccer cleats.
And you got crazy. The Patriots outscoring opponents 135-33 over the last 3 home games. Which like you said earlier, that goes to show honestly, our defense is playing great. Like, we hadn't allowed any points to the Falcons. We didn't allow any points over like a whole game, pretty much. We let the Browns score in their first drive. They didn't score for the rest of the game. Then you had the whole Falcons game. They didn't score. Then, we allowed 13 points against the Titans, but,
Yeah, you had 13 against the Titans. Falcons didn't score. Browns only had 7. Panthers only had 6. Chargers put up 24. Jets only scored 13. Cowboys put up 35. The only thing I can say about all these numbers is that a team that wants to score, like a good offensive team, can score against y'all. Because Chargers.
The thing is, sometimes we might even give up a lot of yards, but we're not gonna give up points. That's one thing that I know we're.
I just feel like a team that's good. A team that's good offensively can, because the Chargers did it. The Cowboys did it.
Honestly, one of their touchdowns was late. It was at the end of the game. It's weird. Which is why it was so close at the end of the game, was because I think it was over Jalen Mills, like literally at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, that stupid ass. Boy, I remember watching that shit live.
They put up pretty much 17 and then that late touchdown. So give or take. But obviously it still counted. So you can.
Yeah, it still counts. I think when y'all see these more offensive teams, you're gonna see how good the defense is, because then some of these teams are gonna have a better defense. So some of these teams are gonna get the MAC, which is, I feel like teams need to start bum rushing Mac. Like,
I mean, they've been doing that.
No, yeah, because he gets the ball in his hands quick anyway. But if you can find a way to effectively get to him and not send a blitz and not get him, like get him to the ground, or either if you don't get him to the ground, stop the run. Because if you stop the run, then it's like, okay, well, damn, now they're only going to pass the ball.
I mean, we're going to see. I mean, we got the Bills, and we got a bye week. We got the Colts.
Bills, Colts. You see the Bills again, Jags, Dolphs. So Jags, Dolphs, you can get the wins there. Maybe you can get the wins against the
honestly, I think we can.
You lost to the Dolphins in week 1.
Yeah, due to a fumble, but that was still early on in the season. We started off 2-4. I mean, we won 6 games straight since then. So, I mean, it's good to see us, ascending the way we are. And I think honestly, we can beat the Bills.
Y'all are 8-4.
They're coming up. They coming off a pretty, I guess, confidence builder from the Saints. But end of the day, I mean, nobody's expecting nothing from the Saints. They don't have Alvin Kamara, and they got Trevor Siemian at quarterback. Honestly, I don't expect them to do much, but as far as the Saints goes, but I think we have a chance, especially the way we're playing. Obviously, keep running the ball and then let Matt do his thing.
Y'all should be fine. The only divisions out here that are looking crazy for the AFC is really the AFC North for sure, and then the AFC West, because 3 teams are 6-5, and then Chiefs are 7-4. Yeah. Your guys' division, there's a fall off after you and the Bills. So I feel like those 2 divisions are tough, but we'll just have to see. We only got a couple more games, and we'll see where that takes us. But
for sure.
I don't know. Make sure you guys give us a follow on Twitter. Twitter name, find us on Twitter at cover4_with the guys. We're always on there, super active. We talk to a lot of people. We drop content on there. We drop content on Facebook pretty soon next season. We'll be making clips, making snips for you guys, maybe some new artwork, doing all types of things, trying to advance.
We got a lot of things in store for y'all. So definitely, stay tuned, tune in with us. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know, when we do end up getting our, artwork and we're clipping. Let us know how you like those things, because, those are new things that we're really going to be putting a lot of time and effort into for sure.
Yeah. And now all that will be coming next season. We got 3 more episodes of this season, and then we're dropping to season 3, and we'll have all that on there, different things, trying out new things, interacting a little bit more, maybe bringing up old predictions from the past. Like we do that on Twitter now, where we're talking about old predictions that someone had and just seeing if they came true. So far, I don't know if my Patriots prediction of 10-7 will come true. They'll need to lose 2 games, and obviously there's 2 gimmies on their schedule. So I don't know. There's definitely the Dolphins, and who you guys play? Is the Dolphins and someone else at the end?
Dolphins and Jags.
Yeah, there's 2 wins, so there's a 10 right there. So we'll have to see.
I mean, I think I at least had us going like 11-6.
I think you had 12. I think you had 12 points on there. Yeah, okay. You had 12. But yeah, we'll just have to see. Thank you guys for listening to us and shit. Appreciate
thank y'all for tuning in. This has been Cover 4 with the guys. We out of here.
Later.